The Gateway Podcast.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to the 26th episode of the Gateway Podcast. For those who don't know, the Gateway Podcast is a one-on-one podcast where we get to learn a little more about the members of the StarCraft community. I've prepared a couple of questions that will give us a little insight on our guest's journey with StarCraft, but like all podcasts, we are free to wonder wherever the conversation leads us. As always, I'm your host, Necro, and today I have with me our youngest guest thus far. He is a person that I've met a while back on StarCraft. For those who have seen the White Shadows podcast, I basically met my guest through him a couple years ago, and his voice did drop since then, so I'm super happy to have him with me today and to talk to him. It's EndlessTv. How's it going, dude?
Everything is weird.
Why? So you mentioned like you were you're currently actually in Florida. Actually, it's the first time I've actually had someone on this podcast that is not from Canada actually. So I'm starting to like branch out slowly but surely. But I kind of wanted to talk to you because like we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Have you always lived in Florida basically?
Yeah. I think I've actually went to some other places for vacations and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't say like I mostly did live in Florida for my life. I was born and raised.
Born and raised in Florida. Whenever you would go like on vacation and stuff, is it like inside the U.S. or did you go outside
Yeah.
into the world?
It's usually inside the US, but I do want to see outside of the US though.
Hell yeah. You should come to Canada eventually. Fin-
But,
Finally
funny
meet me and
story.
White Shadows eventually.
Funny that you mention it. Funny that you mention it. I actually plan on moving to Canada once I graduate high school.
Oh yeah, hell, you actually mentioned that. That's true. For like school, right?
Yeah, for college and to work and to live my life there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was I'm gonna try and go from memory. Computer engineering, something like that.
Software engineering.
Software
Sorry.
engineering. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, and then we were talking about like Vancouver or Toronto and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm planning of either going to like Alberta or Ontario for college.
Yeah,
And
one of those two. And then I was like,
or
you should just go to Ontario. It's just the Toronto scene for everything is probably just better than Alberta.
I
But
would I
the salary
after,
might be better in Alberta, so I'm not sure.
yeah, I would probably think that like after I finish college, I'm thinking of either moving to BC or stay in Ontario.
Hmm. Yeah, so I mentioned in the intro that like you're your youngest guest, but like how old are you right now?
15.
15, yeah. I think I met you when you were like 12, I
No,
think.
13.
13?
13. Yeah.
Or maybe late 12. Maybe I knew about you late 12, but you knew about me when you were 13. I don't know.
Probably.
Something to that effect. I also mentioned like, I kind of met you through White Shadows. How long have you met him actually?
I met him since I was like around 11 or 12. I
Damn.
don't know. It's been a while since I've known, but White Shadow is a amazing human being.
Mm.
It's always good to talk to him.
He is a human.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Did
A
you?
very
How'd you meet him
special human.
actually? I'm curious.
I think I met him through this one streamer called Light Kings Pro TV.
Okay.
He was like a moderator, and I had some other friends introduce me to him, and we were just like messing around and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But uh this was the time where I was like all of the trolley stages where I was just fucking around with the streamer, and then later on in life I started to grew less and less out of it because I wanted to become more of a serious human being.
Mm.
But me and White Chow met each other during Light Kings Pro TV during the glory golden days of when he was like raging at StarCraft.
Oh, you mean White Shadows?
Yeah, I met White Shadows there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
his name was
yeah.
his name wasn't W Shadows though. His name was like White Shadow or something originally.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, he just put it to W Shadows after that, and it's like,
that makes sense.
yeah, just WS at the end. He's just gonna be he's just gonna be WS eventually.
Yeah,
We'll see.
WS.
So
Nice.
yeah, and I've always called him White Shadows too. And then all of a sudden it's like his Twitch name and everything is modified. It's like White Shadow with no S, and I'm like, oh man, what have I done? Oh, whatever. Wait, so the guy that you mentioned that you've like met through, how's it called again? Like Lycan, not Lycan,
Liking
Lycan.
Kings
Yeah,
Pro.
yeah, yeah. Was that a StarCraft guy as well?
Yeah, he was a meme in the community. That's the thing. He was hilarious as shit.
Mm. Didn't
Like
he
the
do
thing,
used to do like streams where he would like cast cast or spectate games of you?
No. It was
Okay.
he was morely just a rager at most.
Oh, okay,
He
okay.
would he would destroy so much shit, man. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him like bang his table so many times. I saw him like throw glass bottles. It was like
What?
this was the time to be a troll.
Hmm. I guess
It was
so.
it was great, and I'm pretty sure if Chess is watching this, he would know about the glory days.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually faced him a few times, and I actually caused him to rage really badly to the fact his camera froze.
What? What the fuck? Wait, he was like diamond or something?
Yeah, he was like diamond or something.
What
But
did
now
he play actually?
he plays Zerg.
Oh yeah, that now it's there's what so there's the tilting cycle, I believe. How to tilt a
In-
Protoss is that you Zerg rush them. How to tilt a Terran is that you like just make a bajillion Colossus or Disruptors. How do you rage a Zerg player? Well, you just play Terran against them. To be honest,
and just all in at this point.
pretty
Just
much,
turn
yeah.
all in. But
I
yeah, like the
go
thing
for it.
is now what Likings is doing, it's like it's been a mystery since I he moves on the Mixer, and I don't really troll him that much anymore. Like we've been better friends usually. You know, if I could actually have a chance to talk to Likings again, it would be really cool. You know, to see how's he doing and stuff like that.
Does he stream at all anymore, or is he pretty much done with that?
I think he's going into like a fitness thing, and
Mhm.
I think he did stream a Mixer. I don't know what he's doing now.
Oh boy, he's one of those going on Mixer.
So he got his channel banned because of like self harm or because he ate like uh, a bar of soap.
What?
Uh,
Dude,
Yeah,
this guy's mentally insane. The fuck?
I think he just played a character. I guess he played like a really good character and he acted on it perfectly.
Yeah. He fucking ate soap and then he got banned. That's true. That is self harm. That is technically quite self harm. I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, you could.
yeah.
A lot of times you just think about self harm like, fucking cutting yourself. But then it's like, well, if you eat something that's really unhealthy, well, that's self harm, I guess. I drank
Technically,
gasoline. Jesus.
bro.
Self harm.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, actually, so I mentioned you were like actually just before we started about like the origin of when you started playing StarCraft. I actually remember I think kind of met you through White Shadows, but I also basically met you when I hit you on ladder at some point with my off-race Zerg. And then
Yeah.
my border, the thing is that like it would still show like the border of like your highest race, so you thought I was Masters, and then
I was like, oh
my Zerg
shit.
was like super fucking trash, dude. It was so bad. And then you literally just walk across the map, kind of, sorta, like willy nilly, and then you actually just kill me for no reason. And then like I just didn't have enough drones. I was super supply blocked. And then you were like, holy shit, I beat a Masters player. And I'm like, wait, what? And
I just felt happy, and then when I saw you, I was like, duh.
dude, you're super happy. You were like with other people, like on like in Discord, and you're like, guys, I beat a master player. Obviously, now it's like very easy for you to beat a master player. I mean, you've been I think masters a couple times for sure.
Yeah, I'm now like I think I'm like Masters 2 now.
Hmm.
But I was like 4.6, and then I just started tilting really hard. Now I'm down to like 4K. Feels bad, man.
Oh yeah, happened before. Yeah, we were mentioning this like pre-podcast too. Like this definitely happened to me like several times where I'd be like 4.7, go down to 4.1. I don't
Tilt
know.
is just excellent.
I feel like that there's there's always a point in time where there's certain aspects of your play that are really 4.7, but there are some aspects to your play that is also like 4K. And
Yeah, it's like,
and
it's
whenever
like
people are able to exploit like all of your really bad stuff, then you drop really fast.
yeah,
I remember like basically I was 4.7 in this tournament. I think it was 2018,
or
and
19,
hmm?
or 19.
It was 2018 for me.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think I hit 4.7 in 2019, but I was at 4.7, 4.8 or something like that in like 2018, and I went to LAN ETS in it was in Montreal, and I got 3-0'd by someone who was 4K. And the thing is, I was really bad at like holding really early kind of cheeses. And
Yeah, that's my same weakness.
but
That's the
like
thing.
not cheeses, it's like semi cheese where it's not like completely cheese, but it's like just really really aggressive stuff. and aggressive
super
timings.
creeper?
Yeah,
Like,
and then sometimes he would also just go into like super turtleneck, and those are like my two big weaknesses. Like I can't fucking beat like turtleneck. It was like super hard for me back then.
I feel like now like turtleneck's been pretty easy to kill. All you gotta do is just be extremely aggressive
Mm.
and just have 3 star ports.
Yeah, the thing is that it depends on the type of mech they're going because the response is a little bit different. So sometimes they kind of go for the tank, but they also mix in a couple Vikings, they mix in a couple Hellions, they mix in a couple Thors. That's like the very super all around. It's a very
What do you want
different
to
response.
So what do you want
Um,
to do with when they go Vikings is just to out Viking them. That's
not unless they go pure tank Viking. If they go pure tank Viking, what you basically have to do is force them to land their Vikings to drop their Viking count, and then you can actually catch up. Because if they start double Viking production nonstop from the beginning, like you're not catching up. Like there's no chance. And if you like commit too much to air before you actually have enough, then they can actually just snowball and kill your air a lot of the times. So
yeah,
so
the
since they
thing
have like
is,
no buffer, you just kind of like pick them apart and force them to land Vikings. And once you clear their Vikings, then you can actually, hop on that Viking train and get back ahead.
yeah. The thing is, if you can make enough, if they don't spread out their Vikings and they keep into a ball position,
Mhm.
if you have like enough liberators, you can just destroy them.
Yeah, that's kind of risky though. That's kind of like, forcing them
Dude,
to fuck up and have them constantly in a ball. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so a lot of times, like I feel like whenever they start double Viking production with pure tank Viking and they just start Viking from the beginning, it's like you can't really catch up unless you force them to land them. At which case they're very easy to kill. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but I have been still practicing against my mech. Mech is very well. It's like several types of mech. There's the turtle mech, the aggressive mech. There's the air mech. There's just a bunch
yeah.
of things.
I kind of see it less as like turtle and aggressive and more just like composition. Like there's like the Viking tank one, but there's also battle cruiser tank, which is a different type of mech completely in terms of
I
like
think
response.
I think battle cruisers are ultimately bad versus if you have like Vikings and stuff.
Yeah, if you can catch them early enough though. But depending on like how you get into, because sometimes when the other person like goes straight bio and you kind of surprise them with a BC, it's actually quite a bit of a response. Like if you don't have like your Raven and your Vikings and like a Cyclone, sometimes you can snowball yourself into a pretty good BC count.
Yeah.
It kind of
Yeah.
depends for sure.
So what I do if I see someone going BCs, what I would do if I catch them on time without being caught, I would have made like 3 star ports and just focus on upgrading my air,
Hmm.
and then just constantly made Vikings and Ravens because uh even though battle cruisers have a shit ton of armor, anti armor is just gonna chew that armor away
Yeah, for sure.
because like like basically because doesn't -3 armor, so basically if you have 3 battle cruisers, it's like 3-0 now.
Hmm.
So it's really useful in these situations.
Yeah. There's kind of two different spells you could use with your Ravens. It's situational, but like let's say they're just walking to your side of the map. You
Mhm.
should probably just disable them and kill them, right? But
Yeah.
because otherwise they just warp back and it's easy. Like the Yamato cannon, they get the fuck out, and you might get one, depending on how many Vikings you have. But then they
There
also might have a
there's
bunch too.
there's certain situations in like when I was facing BCs where the dude was like launching a Yamato cannon, I just disabled it before it shot.
Oh
So I was like,
yeah, yeah. You get actually even if it's charges up, you can actually disable it in midway, and then it actually just cancels it, which is super good.
dude, it's like it's so satisfying
Hmm.
when you see like the player surprised, like, what?
But
How
after
do you do that?
after they actually warp back though, let's say they do warp back, then you can actually use anti-armor missile to like punish them and stuff like that. But a lot of times, sometimes they have a really good setup and it's different.
Yeah. I
I I
think when
I was
sorry.
gonna say like I'm starting to try and go whenever I know that I'm not gonna be able to pick off BCs with the Vikings. I think now I'm definitely gonna go for that innovation response where he goes Mass Raven Thor, and that's actually like really not bad. The only problem
I,
is like the mobility of it, so it depends on the map.
yeah.
But
Um yeah, so mech is very, very, very interesting.
it's very technical to play against, not to play, dude. To play mech is very easy. I'm not gonna lie.
But the thing is, when you're a bio player, you just gotta be extremely aggressive. You gotta like always move and always attack.
Yep.
So we're putting in the hard work where they have to like worry about
It's
nothing.
it's basically like whenever someone plays mech in TVT, it's like they finally know what Protoss feels like. Pretty much, how's it feels like to have just a big ball and just not attack and just focus on defending properly. I mean
Yeah.
that's the dynamic of the game, right?
I think I've made like a. I think one time when I played against this mech player, when he was going like tank Thor, I kept denying his fourth, and the thing was, he went for my side army that was blocking his fourth,
Hmm.
and when he was doing that, I stemmed in and killed his third. I was like, oh, you want to take out that army? Hmm. Good choice. Bye bye third.
Yeah, yeah, you can out mobility them quite easily for sure.
So that's why there's the advantages of being bios, cloud observation skills, and actually learning timings and learning like, oh, there's a perfect opening right there. And if you
Mm.
take that to the fullest advantage, you're punishing mech harder than they do to you.
Yeah, and you got to get them before they're set up, obviously, because when they have like 15 tanks, and it's like, well, they can spread them out and be cost efficient in every single way, you know.
Unless
That
you have
plus
like
planetaries and Vikings and
15 tanks, so like 15 times 3 would mean 45 supplies. So, and if they have like 70 SCVs, so let's just do the math here. So it's like 45 supplies plus 70, which would be 115 supplies. So they would have about eight, 85 supply left
yeah
to
for
spend.
more stuff.
Yeah,
I mean that's on a max out situation, right?
yeah. Math is pretty fun to me. That's why I can do that so easily.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, StarCraft math is pretty cool. Do you know how much it? I'm just curious if you know this, but like, do you know how much it costs to repair a unit from 1 HP to full HP?
I think a few health bars cost a mineral. So if we're saying
Mm.
like define which one.
Sure. Let's take. Okay, let's take a medevac. Let's say a medevac has 1 HP, and you repair it back to full HP. How much money would that cost you?
So isn't it 3 for 1 mineral? Or is
What
it
do you
like
mean 3 for 1 metal? Three what?
it's like is it three like 5 health for 1 mineral?
Nope.
So I don't know.
It
It's very
depends.
that yeah.
It depends on the cost of the unit. So,
So 100
um,
100. So
yeah,
it
so
would
it's 100 to 100. Okay, to repair anything, whether it be a building, whether it be a unit, it is always
mm-hmm.
25% of its cost. So it would cost you
So
25 minerals and 25 gas to repair from 1 HP to full HP. Now the
I see.
question is, how long does it take to repair it? Well, it's actually inconsistent because it the repair time is based on the build time. So
Yeah.
it's from 1 HP to full HP. It's going to take you the
30 seconds.
it's going to take you the build time of a medevac. So
So
it's not always like a 3 for 1 thing, like a 3 HP for 1 mineral necessarily. It just depends on the build time. So I did a trivia thing where I actually explained this concept. But let's say you have a battle cruiser that costs you 1,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, has 10,000 HP, 10,000 HP, but a build time of 1 second. Then the SCV will repair it in 10,000 health in 1 second, and it'll cost you 250 minerals and 250 gas in 1 second.
If Blizzard adds that, then everyone's just gonna quit because that's just OP.
Obviously no, but that's just like an exaggeration to kind of
Yeah.
show how repair actually works.
Yeah.
So
That
let's say
is
like you want to repair, you want to like full repair a command center. It's like, well, how much would it cost you? Well, technically, it would be like 25% of 400 minerals, and like it would just take you the build time of a command center. So
yeah.
it gives a pretty good idea. Everything's pretty cheap to repair, to be honest.
So basically, 25% would be 100. So wouldn't it? Because like isn't it
Yeah.
like 20? Okay, so yeah, so it would take 100 minerals to repair a single CC, but it would take around a minute for it to be repaired.
Yeah, by one
So yeah,
SCV. So
yeah. That's why like I don't think using one SCV to repair a
no,
building would
yeah,
be.
but obviously after that it doubles and stuff like that. But just to give you an
Yeah.
idea, so things repair pretty fast. The thing is that I don't know if it's actually going to be exactly 100 minerals because up until like I don't know when buildings and stuff start burning, but like technically there's also a degeneration on the building. So I
Mhm.
don't know if it's going to cost you like 111 or something like that. I have no idea because
I don't know,
yeah.
but like isn't it like whenever you try and go repair a building and like you repair it at like the last health bar, that is just so satisfying.
Oh yeah, that happened. That happened to me. I think like once when you get the depot and the depot is like 1 HP left. Actually,
Dang.
I think it had a floating orbital command that it was like a third base, and I like barely repaired it.
It was like that's like the best feeling ever.
Hmm. that is that is super clutch every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like blink stalkers, something like that. They were like hitting my CC, and then I had to lift it, and then they blinked into my main. They tried to get it, and then I literally had to run my command centers towards the SCVs to try and save time, right? Instead of just sending the SCVs to the command center. Oh, and I
Yeah.
barely got it. It was crazy. Um, so yeah, let's talk about how you kind of started with StarCraft. So obviously you were super young. You got
Hmm.
Diamond at a really young age. I think I got Diamond when I was probably like 15 or something like that, or maybe
I got
16. Actually, it was pretty late.
I got I got Diamond when I was 12.
When did you start actually?
I started when I was like 7 or 8. Like the first year
Oh
I ever
damn.
played, I wasn't like really playing any ladder.
Hmm.
So I'd say I started like 20, like 23rd. I think I started. Let me check. My career summary, I guess. I started playing in Heart of the Swarm. I think the first time I ever played ladder was in 2014,
Hmm.
and like I got the game from, or I got the inspiration from my dad.
Hmm.
He was playing some StarCraft, and I was like, oh shoot, like as a little kid, I was like, oh, can I play once? Like, cause I always wanted to like try out new things and stuff like that. He was like, oh sure, like what's your race? I was like, it's like you can be either Terran, Protoss, or Zerg. I was like, what's each one? You're like Terrans are the humans, the Protoss is the aliens, and the Zerg are the bugs. And I was like, I'd be Terran. So yeah,
Yeah.
cause humans.
Hell yeah.
For Yeah, so like he taught me about the basics and how it works, and it was just it was great. It was honestly really nice, and I wanted to keep playing it again.
Yeah, so basically you watched your dad actually got StarCraft 2, and then you watched him play StarCraft 2, and were like, Dad, can I play?
Yeah,
Mm.
he I think for StarCraft 2 though, it was actually kind of got like slowly addictive. It's
Hmm.
like it's kind of like taking drugs for a reason. It's like it's it's we don't like it. Oh fuck. So, basically, like you slowly get addicted to it like a drug. It's like later on, like when you're like losing, like we hate it so much, but we're just so addicted that we just want to keep playing. For the
Hmm.
fact we're getting our ass kicked like 7 times in a row, because we just want to win.
Hmm. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually, and then you realize you've won, but at what cost?
What cost your sanity? How much did you like? Because I know like whenever you start a new game, at least that was for me. Like I would play a lot. I would actually get up early before school to play some StarCraft. I don't know
I,
how are
I
you like with the game in the beginning?
I was kind of like that too. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang out with my friends. I'm gonna spend my time every day hanging out with them. Sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry about that. You can cut that out if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I usually played every day. I just constantly played like mini games and stuff like that, just kind of having fun. I actually met this one guy called Andy. We don't talk anymore, sadly, but he was the one that actually got like me into really into a lot of inspiration for this. So it's like I kept playing it with him in like the super fast map on the crazy Corpulou
Mm-hmm.
mod, and it was like addicting. It was fun, and it honestly kind of got me interested in the game. And well, like I said, it was pretty fun.
Mm. How are you with
And
I was gonna say, how are you with the like your time spent on video games? Like obviously your dad was a video gamer in a way, so I'm sure he was probably he probably understood the whole dynamic. But a lot of the times, sometimes parents are kind of they look at video games and kind of like, why is my
what?
child like playing video games all the time? Did you have like any restrictions or anything like that, or
I
how was gaming growing up? I guess.
uh my parents were cool with it really. Like they were like honestly really cool with it, and they were like just oh sorry. They were like let me having all the fun. Like my dad's a gamer, an epic gamer.
Hmm.
He taught me a lot of the games I know, and he actually likes playing games with me. It's like holy crap, it's actually really cool. And it's and I always sometimes beat him, and it's like kind of like a family thing. So it's just like, oh, you suck, you just got your ass whooped.
How to build a father son relationship? Jesus.
It's just being an asshole towards each other.
I mean, to be honest, like it's very rare. At least it really doesn't happen for me. But like to have a common interest, like as a father and son. A lot of the times, I think for a lot of people, it's probably sports. Like the dad, like both play soccer or hockey or like that, something like
My
that.
dad
But like
was
it's pretty rare that like a parent would play video games with their kid. That's just really
Yeah.
cool to me.
Yeah. Thing is, like, we do have our own other interests too, like our like computer stuff and well, like the thing is, he doesn't play much StarCraft anymore, sadly, because he's got work and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
being pharmacist is kind of hard during these COVID-19
Oh,
times.
geez. Yeah, I imagine. I imagine that'd be quite complicated, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
he has to deal with crazy customers in Florida.
mhm,
I mean, what do you expect? It's Florida.
mhm. Do you have any brothers or sisters or something like that?
Yeah, I have two siblings, both sisters.
How
I'm
do
like the
they
middle.
do they ever play video games, or what do they
Yeah,
like?
they do play video games.
Okay, okay. Do you ever play with them as well? As a whole family thing? Does your mom play video games?
No,
Hmm.
no, sadly not.
Okay.
But like we don't play. I only play with my dad. I'm like I'm not much of a team player. I'm more of like one or two.
Yeah, so you're
I'm
just
like
a kind of a rival with your dad, and then your sisters kind of
yeah,
do their own thing with video games.
yeah.
Mm. I see, I
Thing
see.
is, it's like um speaking of rivals, I actually do have some rivals. I would
Mm.
consider White Shadows to be a rival. I mean, a friendly rival. I
How,
mean,
how
especially that
so? I feel like the skill gap is still pretty much there. That's a pretty big rivalry to try and overcome.
I have rivalries for people that are bigger skill gaps than me. But you know what? It's good to get your ass kicked sometimes to learn.
Hmm.
But the thing is, with me and White Shadow, like it's just a funny relationship. If you've seen the video with me and him playing Hero Attack,
Oh yeah,
Je-
I've seen that one, dude.
Jesus Christ, that was so funny.
That's
I
hilarious.
honest like how the hell did you do this? Like, and then I see him just in my base, and then he just kills everything. It was like,
Yeah, he just literally walks up behind you and just slaps you, and you're like, what?
like what? How did you do that so fast?
Never saw it coming.
Yeah, yeah. Still, White Shadow's a really good person, and I honestly think he deserves a lot more credit than he does.
Oh yeah,
He-
yeah. He has like probably one of the most. It's hard to explain, but like one of the most fun voices like I've heard. I don't know
Yeah,
why. It's just he has like like a super entertainer voice. I don't know how to explain it. He's
I
super fun
think
to listen to, I think.
I think I've done another video with him. Um, it was with the CS:GO one. I don't know if you've seen that one, but Jesus
Um,
Christ, that was
I've seen like I just ran through it real quick because I actually didn't know you had a YouTube channel for a bit, but I know like you and him play CS:GO sometimes. Although he plays Valorant now, but you
yeah. He's been busy now, which is sad because I want to do more dumb shit with him.
know. Yeah, I think he'd be open to probably.
Like
Um,
me and him would be the greatest YouTube collaborators in the world. We're kind of like
mm.
the off-brand misfits of.
Oh God. Oh jeez. Um, so how did you actually get your current like username? Did you ever have like other handles before that one?
I think the original ones I had were my first one was called Black Mark.
Hmm.
Um, and it was like originally that, and then I switched to like an edgy like 10-year-old name XX.
XX Slayer X. Like,
Basically, it was very like I said, and then I switched to Endless YT. Oh, originally it was Endless Diversion, and then like later on in life I was like, this is a pretty long name. I don't know if people would think of a ring of that. And I was
mhm,
like, you know what? How about Endless TV?
mhm.
And that zips it right up.
How did
Sad.
Endless Diversion come about?
Oh, it was with my dad actually. Right? I was coming up with a name with my dad,
Hmm.
and it was like it was great, honestly. And it was like it was supposed to be so endless was being nonstop. It was basically we were trying to find another thing for nonstop distraction, right? And
Why though? Why nonstop distraction specifically? Do you know?
because I can sometimes grab attention of people,
Oh, okay, I see.
so it
It,
was kind of like so nonstop. We thought of like another synonym, endless, and then distraction, another synonym, diversion.
mm-hmm.
Basically, it works just like butter.
And then basically TV is diversion, and it also kind of works because like a lot of times people, well, especially like content creators, they kind of just put like TV at the end of their name.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's why I wasn't sure like when I asked you like, is it endless or is it endless TV, or is TV just a part of like the fact that you're a content creator kind of a thing?
yeah. TV is
Uh,
supposed to be effective as like a
yeah,
content creator.
yeah. I,
Um,
I just thought like at first it's like as a kid, you just watch TV too much. You're just like, endless TV, let's fucking go, dude. TV's amazing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. The name was actually pretty fun though, and I actually still think it's more of a ring than endless diversion because it's. I just wanted to shorten it and make it short.
I
and sweet.
mean, the thing is that if you abbreviate that, you'd be called Endless D, and that would be that would be.
Oh, don't bring that up.
Oh really? Was
I
that a joke?
Yeah, I think that's been a joke. I think one of my uncles made that joke with it.
Your uncle made that joke. Now I feel bad for you, dude. What the fuck?
I have some pretty hilarious family members. Trust me.
Jesus, dude. Does your dad have a username too?
I think his name is. I think changed his name from Drop Deuce to Late Deposit.
Oh God. Okay. Well then.
Yeah,
Well then. Amazing.
Late Deposit. Yeah.
What other games did you kind of like growing up? Did you play? I assume you also played video games before StarCraft 2, right?
Yeah, obviously. But a lot of other games I've ever played with. I think I grew up with Call of Duty and Halo.
Mhm.
Modern Warfare 3. I destroy you anytime with my Scarl.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. I'm pretty sure a 5-year-old would destroy me at any FPS because I do not play those at any point in my life.
don't you lie. You've played an FPS before.
Okay, so the only time I've ever played an FPS is the Halo 3 campaign. That's it.
I think I played almost all the Halos. 1, 2, 3, Reach, 4 and 5.
Mhm.
I have not played Infinite yet because it's not out, sadly.
Mhm.
But I do enjoy Halo. It's really fun. I like Halo Reach though. Those were the golden days, my guy. Those were the golden days.
Were you
'Cause, like,
you were pretty young back then. Like when you started playing StarCraft, you were like 8 or 7. Like when you started playing
Yeah.
like all the Halos, you were like 5.
I think it was like 6.
Mm.
But like I said, it was just fun. It was like a good time for me. And I was
Mhm.
like I was just like a couch potato technically, and I was like kicking everyone's ass in infection.
Yeah, I bet.
Not getting STDs today.
Nope. God damn, dude. Uh, so yeah, so you like ran through like a lot of FPSs actually. Do you still?
Yeah.
Well actually I saw videos, right? So you still play some to this day. Do you play like still like Call of Duty, or do you play Valorant or stuff like that, or?
I do play CS:GO still. I do have other games I do now. Oh wait, I forgot this one game. Oh my god, I'm actually an idiot for not thinking about this earlier. Oblivion. I was addicted to that fucking game.
Ooh,
Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
hell yeah. My friends
Dude.
used to be addicted to that game too. The thing is that it's so boring to watch whenever they would like play it. So I'd be like, what the fuck,
But
guys?
when you're playing it yourself, it's
Yeah.
just so much fun.
Yeah,
Like I was so addicted to the fact that my parents actually had to break the fucking CD to stop me.
they broke your Oblivion CD.
It was theirs, but I bought another one so I could play the fucking game again.
Amazing, dude. What the fuck?
That's how addicted I was. And that was a funny memory too. I was like, how the hell am I so addicted to that game to the point this happened?
Hmm. Was that like, well, you mentioned like you were like really big into FPS, but that was like that one-off game where you just spent like a lot of time in. It would be
Yeah.
like Elder Scrolls Oblivion and stuff like that. Were you like
Yeah.
insanely hype at like the Skyrim release, or?
I mean, I played Skyrim a little bit, and I did play a lot of it on PC, and it was actually kind of fun to me.
Mhm.
You know, I like the difficulty of it, but I do kind of miss the important aspects of Oblivion to it. I think Oblivion still tops it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of my friends were big Oblivion fans. Skyrim came out and it was kind of like fun for a little bit, but then it's like Oblivion apparently is just the best or something.
Yeah,
Mm.
because like it just missed a lot of the roleplay aspect or RPG aspect.
Mm-hmm. There's you mentioned basically like from what I've kind of hear, like you're like the two big games that like you really played through would be like Oblivion and I guess Halo, because you played pretty much every single one of them. Like those sort of like really different in terms of like one of them is very much a fantasy based kind of RPG. The other one is a shooter, but also very much a sci-fi shooter, right? Obviously StarCraft is a lot more of a sci-fi thing, but what kind of world do you like more? Is it like the sci-fi futuristic, or do you like the fantasy type more?
I kind of like both of them equally, really.
Mhm.
My mind is practically a fantasy at this point, and I kind of like to mix a lot of sci-fi in it. If there's like, I have a lot of imagination, so it's like, the fact that I can use my imagination to the test, it's like it's
Hmm.
nice.
So like,
Um,
would a mix work, or is it, or did they like? Do you like those like separately?
hmm?
Would like a mix of fantasy and sci-fi work for you, or is it just like you like them both individually? Like, what if you had like orcs with guns? Like,
That would be cool. I would like fantasy and sci-fi together. I like them both like individually, and I like them both together. So it's kind of like I have my tastes.
oh, okay, interesting.
It's and the thing is with I think I may have some. I think I may have some old Xbox games here. Hold on. Yeah. I have a drawer.
No, you okay. Yeah, so you also played Xbox basically, right?
Yeah. I have the 360 in my room now,
Mm-hmm.
which means I can play all the Xbox games I've always wanted and just have the nostalgia slap me in the face so hard that a comet
And
fell on
then
my
you
face.
play for 2 seconds, and it's like, well, I'm gonna go play StarCraft now. It's basically it.
Dude, I'm like an actual addict of these games, and like my parents were like, "You sometimes you just gotta quit, man. You gotta quit while you're ahead."
Mm.
They're like worried because like I'm just getting so addicted,
So
and I
like,
think.
no matter how
Sorry.
much like quote unquote you say like addicted you got, like your parents never got in the way of being like, yo guy, you gotta stop, until they
Yeah.
like broke your Oblivion CD or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is now we have Steam, so it's like, who gives a dang now?
True, you can't. If you have to break something, you have to break my computer. Don't quote me on that. It's like, geez.
Oh. Okay, so the game I've actually been playing recently is Risk of Rain 2. I think you may have heard that game.
No, hold on. Let me look it up. Like, what's it like?
It's kind of like a third person roguelike game, and trust me, it is amazing.
Wait, hold on.
It's addicting. That's the thing. It's so fun and addicting at the same time because, like, how do I say this? It's kind of like, sorry if I sound weird, but like, it's so much fun. I've actually made a video of it. That's the thing, and I honestly recommend anyone that's watching this podcast right now to take a look at it.
Risk of Rain. It it looks like a mix. It looks like a weird alternate version of like Breath of the Wild. It's like Zelda. I don't know why. From afar, just like there's plains, there's mountains, and then there's dudes that look like guardians. I don't know what's
And
going
looks like
on.
and flaming skulls and
Huh.
jellyfishes and
Is it
stuff
Risk
like
of Rain 2 or 1?
that too.
2. Yeah. Wait. Is it, do you play it on Steam or like
Steam,
console? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Steam, and the fact that it's blowing with freaking 5-star reviews. Jesus Christ, this
Mm.
game is that kind of
Is
perfect.
this new actually?
Well, it's still in early development, so it's an early access game.
Wait, it's okay. Yeah, it's the early development of the second one though.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And they already put it out on like Steam for people to play and play test. I guess
yeah,
in a way.
yeah.
Hmm. Have you always been like a really big like gamer, like diverse wise, or was there ever times where like you focused in on like one game for like several months?
I think both happened really.
Hmm.
But like I said, like sometimes I want to get stuck with one game for the rest of my life, and there's others where I'm like, okay, I want to like play some others and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's just whatever's my mood.
I guess so. Yeah. What was your kind of golden era ish in StarCraft? You kind of mentioned like a weird golden era where like it was
I
like
think my
you and liking and stuff like that. When
I
did you
wouldn't
have
say
like
like
the most fun with the game, basically?
most fun in the game, I would say. All right, I'd say is when I was in ESUN. I mean, I'm not saying XUN was boring. I'm saying that like ESUN was definitely when I felt like the game was amazing, because I had a good supportive team. Like it was kind of like the first clan I ever felt like, hey, these guys make me feel like I'm like kind of one of them a lot. But like even though I've been in like many clans and there were some of them that actually made me feel welcome, but like it was just when I was like, wow, I can't believe I've actually made good friends in this clan. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like make mistakes all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not sa- Yeah, shout out to Isan right there.
Did you?
And Dylan.
Yeah, especially when like you meet new people, you're part of a group now, and you can kind of play games together and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And you're kind of in it for the same goal in a way. That's a pretty good feeling for sure.
Yeah, I joined Team Exxon now, and it was a tough decision. Really, it honestly was a tough decision for me to join because, like I said, Easton was definitely like a very big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did was, I guess I just decided to leave, and they were okay with it. Like I'm still hanging out with them because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, cool people.
Yeah, that's cool. Um,
Eh,
is there any
Thing is,
games like that you've either played or seen that always sticks out in your mind and that you can like for some reason describe very well?
Oblivion.
No, but I mean like games from StarCraft. I mean like memorable games that you've played or seen.
I think there's this time in Phantom mode. All right, this was me on White Shadow and Igor. All right,
Mm.
and we were both on troll accounts, or all three of us were on troll accounts. All right, we were all playing Phantom mode, and we were like all. I think two of us were Phantom. I think me and White Shadow were Andre.
So real quick,
Or
I believe Phantom is it's the one it's like a free for all, and then one of them is
two of them actually.
a couple of them have like not infinite money but like extra money, so basically infinite
Yeah,
money, but you have to like hide it in a way, and then
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Thing is, like, how did we win this? I think Phantom mode is definitely one of my most memorable things because it's always fun. Because like, especially when people rage, it's
Mm-hmm.
always great. So the thing is, me and White Shadow were Phantoms, and Igor was I think was Slayer. I think he may have left because he was like AFK or something like that. And so me and him were just like, okay, we're gonna mess with everybody. And then like apparently people were getting the wrong guys, and me and White Shadow were just like mastering Void Race and freaking Thors.
Nobody
And,
noticed.
yeah, and then we just like destroyed everyone, and I think everyone just got like really mad at us, and like they just, it was just holy shit. There was so much.
They just like never wanted to play with you again or something, or
They just hated us for that game. I was like, what the hell? Is it because we just kicked your butts and we're good at deceiving everyone?
it was like two versus how many actually?
It was like two versus like seven. I think it was two versus five.
Two versus five, yeah. Yeah, cause like 7 or 6 or 8 or something like that, right?
Hmm.
Free for all. Damn.
So it was fun. It was fun as hell, and I feel like, playing games with White Shadow is what makes everything great as fuck.
Just amazing. Just massing void rays and fandom and just destroying everyone, and then everyone just deletes you from their Discord. It's fucking
We didn't
excellent,
delete. They didn't delete us in the Discord. They just got mad at us in the game.
man. Do you remember like any more like specifics? Like I don't know what was said, or like did they ever
No,
like chat in game or anything like that?
they did chat in game, but it's been a while since I
Mm.
played Phantom mode.
Were you
I
all in
think
like the same Discord call, or were they like streaming and then how did that work?
me and White Shadow and Igor were in a Discord call. Yes.
Okay.
Thing is, with like, I think another thing I remember from a Phantom mode game was the Glazer one, where me and Misery were just like pretending we didn't know each other, and then we just both were like, "Oh yeah, we're about to destroy everyone." And then when I hit like 325 supply, I think around that area, I just had so many Thors, and I was like, when everyone was attacking, I'm like, "Okay, it's time to kill." And then and Misery, being the Chad he is, didn't like follow through with everyone else. He just like, "Oh, he's attacking. I'm attack as well." So
Yeah.
big up.
He just kind of went for it. It's like, oh, I guess it's time. Sure, why not?
It was like big ups to him. Big ups.
Man, I can't really play any Phantom modes just because like my computer would absolutely blow up. Like I don't think I can't really handle like free for alls in general, and like Phantom mode is worse because you can overmax basically.
Dude, Phantom mode is fun as hell though.
Mm,
That's what sucks.
yeah, I think I used to play free for alls like way back in the day though, and we would just all like self-impose like units. Oh, actually, there was one version where I think it was like free for all, but it was Brood War and StarCraft 2 combined, and I would just make vultures and spider mines everywhere, and I would just be super annoying. My God.
Vultures. Vultures.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nightmare.
That was back when Widow mines didn't even exist, right? So this was like Wings of Liberty, and then people would just like modded the vultures into the game, so I just make spider mines everywhere. But now I can actually do that with the Widow mines. Fortunately,
Yeah.
I didn't do that since in a while.
Yeah, it's still great though.
Yeah.
It's still great.
For sure. Did you ever feel like was it ever weird for you? Because like I mentioned that you're like quite young, and I assume like in most of these groups, whether you play online or you were like in a clan or anything, I assume like most of the time you were the youngest person, right?
Yeah, I think now I'm not the youngest anymore, which God, I feel so old.
You feel so like finally 15. Other people are finally 12 now, but
Finally, like there's like someone that's like 14 in Exxon, and
mhm,
like me and him are really good friends.
mhm,
The thing is with how do I say this with that? It's like being a young kid, it's great, you know? It's you honestly you feel like you've accomplished a lot of things more than adults.
mhm,
And like with there's like a thing called the Alpha Junior League, which is really great, and it kind of shows young talent or exposes the young talent out there, like Ghosty and Spy and the other people I've met there. It was like it's great, you know.
mhm.
I've met some good friends, and I've met like some great casters and hosts. And it was like it was just great. And I just hope that things keep going good, and I'm excited to play in Junior League again
Mm.
for season 8.
I assume it's pretty fun to always hang out with like people that are kind of older than you, because I assume in real life, like when you go to school and stuff like that, it's always people your age, but then all of a sudden you go online, you play StarCraft, and it's like everyone's an adult, and I don't know, you probably feel older and
I feel older when, like, the thing is, I feel older like when there's like, how do I say this, when I'm like the only one at like school or in most of my friend groups
mhm,
know about that. It's like, wow, I feel so much older now. I
mhm.
feel like I feel like I'm 20 already.
Does it ever did you ever feel, sorry, like out of place also, just because you were so young, or was it always kind of like you feel like you not like belong, but um I don't know. I feel like sometimes when every single one is always much older or so much more kind of different. Did you always feel like you were very much a part of that, or were there times where you just felt like you kind of
I
just
definitely
the kid, or like you were being looked at or pointed at or something like that?
I wasn't really looked at or pointed at, but I definitely would say I'm different. I would say
Mhm.
that socially, and my parents have told me like we've known for ahead of time you're gonna be different. Like I have like a different sense of humor than most people, and I have a
Yeah.
different I have a different way of socializing, and I have my own weird humor.
Mhm.
And making the good friends I've had, like for example, Dibbles, White Shadow, Netmec. Yes,
Oh
Netmec.
God. Yeah.
Netmec is a great guy, dude.
Probably.
Yeah, he may be an asshole of a player, like as like his builds or something like that. But
Oh
like
yeah.
if you talk to the dude, if you like actually talk to the dude and actually have like a sit down conversation with him, dude's extremely wise of a man. Like he's super fucking wise,
Mhm.
and and I kind of respect him a lot for that. And like even though I actually do play against him, and I would consider him more of a friend than a rival.
Yeah. I think probably like deep down, most GM players are pretty wise, because it takes a certain level of maturity to get that good at the game, right?
Hmm.
Um, so even
Like
if like you play super kind of cheesy or aggressive, I mean, there's probably a lot of thought behind it,
yeah,
right?
I've met a lot of wise people in the StarCraft community, like Siegfried, for example.
Mhm.
Like Siegfried, he may be a dank mirror, but like when you like I said, when I have a deep conversation with him, he's really like again wise as hell, and I kind of like hanging out with Siegfried a lot. He's like a really nice dude.
Mhm.
I'm just thankful for all the people I've met in my life, and it's helped me mature and grow and understand a lot of things about the world that I really didn't know, and
Mm.
actually maybe a lot smarter socially,
Mhm.
build up my logic and common sense.
Yeah.
So it's like the people in StarCraft are really, I'm really grateful that they existed in my life.
Yeah. I mean, what's really cool is that like online, you know,
Mhm.
if someone's weird, like someone's weird, you can't really see age a lot of the time. Unless your voice is dropping, but like then you can see like, oh shit, okay, wait, hold on. But I think most of the time it's very much just a personality thing. And sometimes
Mhm.
like people, even if like rather they're adults or like younger or even like way older in their 40s, like there's a certain type of there's certain aspect of their personality that'll always be at the forefront. So you like age doesn't matter as much, which is a good and a bad thing sometimes on the internet. As you know, a lot of people in like let's say the Smash community right now are being accused of like a lot of minor stuff.
I think
Yeah.
I feel like back in the days, people were like made fun of for being young, and then nowadays it's like, oh shoot, that's inspiring as all hell.
Oh hell yeah, because now all the talent is the young people, right? We're
Yeah,
just like so, because a lot of times like it took us until we were like 18 or being adults to get this good at the game, and then some kids are just as good but even younger, right? So it's just so much
yeah,
more impressive. It's almost like in an instrument, like whenever you would see like a 12-year-old musician, it would kind of be the same thing. Where it's like, dude, I've been practicing for fucking years, and then you're 12 and you're like this good, and it's like, damn. Um,
but
it's
people
like
like
it stopped being like you stop like picking on them, and then you start kind of seeing like, oh shit, it's pretty dope actually.
yeah, and like
Mhm.
being masters too is it's not something to write home about though. It's not really something to write home about, but it's definitely impressive.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Especially at that age, like, dude, I first time I got diamond, I was like, as I said, like I was probably like 16. Like you like that was like low diamond. That was the bad diamond. That was diamond in the heart of the swarm. That's like it's basically platinum today. Like,
Yeah.
it's very very different. So yeah, for sure that was very impressive. Um, yeah, for sure. Did you ever play any other kind of RTSs or? I mean, there's already so many games that you play, but like, were you ever into other RTSs besides StarCraft 2 or?
Um, I not really RTS. It's more like grand strategy. I've gotten addicted to Civilization.
Oh yeah, I mean, Civilization as a concept of a game is pretty addicting. Like, I played a 11-hour game the other day, I think.
Dude, the grand strategy is what's awesome about Civilization because like you also learn about strategy and also helps you improve your gameplay a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of correlates with StarCraft a little because you're just playing strategy and wondering
Yeah,
what's your next move and what do you want to do
yeah.
and it's just a lot of things and that's why I love some grand strategy games like that a lot.
It's a little less like real time stressful too. Like, you can actually
Yeah,
legit take your time. It's actually turn based.
yeah,
Um,
like chess,
so you can
like
actually
chess.
you have time to like read everything and be like, okay, so I think I need to go in this direction here, and then you kind of see everything develop,
Hmm.
gradually. It's really really nice.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
for sure, yeah. I actually should buy Civ 6. I keep playing Civ 5 because I play with that game with my friends a lot, so I'm just kind
Mhm.
of used to that game. But I should probably get Civ 6 eventually. I'm sure it's fun as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So in terms of StarCraft, like, is there a feeling in StarCraft that makes you want to keep playing? Because I feel like there's a lot of games that we play and then we kind of drop, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. What makes StarCraft so good to you?
Oh, sorry. I think what makes it me come back every time is it's just the urge to get better. It's just to feel good about yourself and try to like have that competitive nature fueled and just feel like you want to like beat people and win and you
Mm-hmm.
want to like feel that off and it's like when it comes to everything else I'm like all nervous. I'm like okay, I'm just like casual and I just let all my competitive nature just be thrown at just this one game that
Mm-hmm.
I'm apparently really good at, and it's honestly really fun. And I'm honestly happy that I managed to play StarCraft, and it's kind of a big impact to my life.
Mm. I think the biggest difference between like StarCraft and, let's say, getting better at like other FPSs is that like you have so much control over so many different things. Whereas like there's basically like three aspects in FPSs. There's probably like positioning. Obviously there's aiming, and then there's teamwork mixed with all those things, right?
And
But in
also,
StarCraft, there's just so many aspects of the game that you can improve that it feels like, no pun intended, like an endless journey.
yeah, like the thing is, it's like the thing was, with how I feel about it, it's kind of like the thought of it. It's just I like to be. I don't know. I'm attention deficit a lot, so it's like this game kind of also helps me improve my ADHD a lot. So it's kind of a thing that also helps me improve my focusing abilities and try to
Mhm.
pay attention on the things. But it's pretty hard to do that when you're just like again, when you're like forced with a condition. But when you learn to like control the bad parts of it and actually only use it for good, you
Mhm.
become one scary motherfucker.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, basically, when you're able to combine being focused and ADHD, it becomes something called multitasking. Basically.
And hyper focus really.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like yeah, because I don't think you wait. Do you have ADHD?
No, I don't.
Yeah. The ability of hyperfocus is ridiculous. You can focus on things for a certain amount of time, like for so hard that you just lose track of time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly a great ability, especially when you're like playing hard and trying to impress everybody. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like when you're on hyperfocus, you're gonna see victory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to see in RTSs in the future? Obviously, like you kind of started and ended with StarCraft 2. In terms of like real time esports kind of strategy RTS
What
games.
what
Um,
I could love to see,
yeah.
all right? What I would love to see, like, it's kind of like a mini game version of like RTSs and stuff like that. It could be really cool. Function with um like when it comes to like I wish there was like a new mode in StarCraft where you could like play like mini like it was kind of like a mini game type of thing of 1v1s. You could do like a type of 1v1s, like a cheese of 1v like a rush 1v1 or like a blitz or just something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever wins in a certain amount of time or whoever got the most score in the amount of time that we have could win, but that doesn't take strategy at all. I just think that there could be some like type of like mini game function or
Yeah.
something like that.
Like a different like wins objectives. Like like right
Yeah.
at the top of my head right now, I'm thinking like it whoever kills the most resource worth in 10 minutes of the opponent, right?
Yeah.
So you just rush each other constantly, and you're just trying to be as
Yeah.
cost efficient.
It,
And then 10 minutes are up, and it's like, well, you killed 5,000 gas and like 7,000 minerals, and it's like, yeah, that could be
yeah, so
interesting.
it's a fairly good concept, and also it could help you for like the real thing as well.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, for sure. I mean, everything is gonna teach you, right? Different aspects of the game. I remember like I don't know if you ever watched those, but like the sometimes the Fun Day Mondays or like
Mhm.
whether it would be Day 9 or Pig, it would always be kind of a thing where it subtly teaches you something else too. Um, like one of them is like you're not allowed to attack before you made like 3 bases, something like that, or no, before you made 4 bases. Sorry. um,
Everyone would just go 4 base rush.
yeah. And then you're only allowed to attack through drops. I remember those as well. Um, so people
Because
would only drop or they would only knight us. But it's like you cannot attack by ground. Like it's not possible. Those are like very interesting games as well. So I guess like incorporating different types of win conditions could be pretty cool too. Did you have any ideas for like those mini games besides the one I just thought of like randomly?
it could have been like who it's like a kind of like a time limit type of thing where it's like who can score the most in the score summary
Mm-hmm.
in like a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Basically just playing build and like stuff like that. It's kind of a very I think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I could do is kind of like it's what I would like to do is that if they could add like a thing where it could like um I don't know. I kind of think that there could be some more stuff added to the game. I don't know what it could be, but it could be like more campaigns, I guess, because
Mm-hmm.
that Nova covered apps campaign leaving us on a cliffhanger kind of ticks me off a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
for sure.
I really wish for like a part 2 of that.
Yeah, I wish they would just keep doing campaign stuff because I think it's really fun. But
Mhm.
apparently, I think what they've done instead of doing new campaigns is just doing new co-op missions. I think that's their pretty much their agenda there. Um,
I
but
don't
it's not
think
as
it's
fun because I mean, I low key enjoy the StarCraft 2 lore. I think it's kind of fun to always delve into that just because there's so little of it in a way. But I mean, making cutscenes and getting the voice actors and writing more stories and I mean that's a pretty long process. Whereas like making a map and making new co-op commanders is something else too. It's probably a smaller kind of team there. Um, yeah. Did you? I assume like you quite enjoyed the all the campaigns.
yeah. I think my favorite one, like when it comes difficulty wise, I do really like Wings of Liberty, despite the difficulty.
Being easy or hard?
Hard,
Mm.
like it's very, very difficult.
Mm. Maybe it was difficult for you back then, but I think replaying on brutal, I feel like that campaign was probably one of the easier ones.
The only campaign I dislike from the only mission I hate from that campaign is All In.
Oh yeah, the last one.
Yeah, Jesus
God
Christ.
damn, yeah, that was terrible. I remember I tried to go for the achievements there, and one of the achievements is you have to be on hard, and you can only use the Nova once.
What?
Yeah,
It's like,
dude.
how do you do that?
Yeah, and then it was like, okay, is it possible with Nidus, or do I have to do the air thing? Because I'm not sure which one is better. I think in the end, Nidus is the easiest one to defend.
Nice is really difficult for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Also, sorry if you hear background noise. It's raining.
Oh
Now.
no, there's no background noise at all, actually. I think
Dang.
one of my strategies that one is just you got to build tanks, you got to build perdition turrets or whatever. You got to build planetary fortresses. You've got to, and then I would always make like a 10 Banshee squad, just trying to snipe as many fucking Nidus as I can, just running around. I don't know. Did you manage that mission on brutal? I think I can't remember if I did.
No, I only did it on hard. That's the thing.
Hmm. I actually couldn't even finish the Nova missions right now. I'm actually stuck on one because I try to play everything on brutal, and I'm at one where someone unleashes like like a huge mega, like
Xanthos.
I think it's a Xantos, something like that, right? And then you like every single time, like I don't have time to fucking get enough units, and I have to clear like a base too at the same time. It's like I can't do it. Yeah, it's hard. Like although at the same time, like I only tried I think 7 times. I should probably try more times, but yeah, those are really difficult on brutal actually. Some of them.
That's why I like the campaigns because it's difficult. It's like there's no hand holding here.
Yeah,
Like get the fuck out of here with your hand holding.
yeah. You got to figure out your own strats too.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's why I like it. And I think I have another like and honestly, StarCraft has become kind of a big thing in my life. Like I said, it's definitely helped me a lot during my times, and it's also given me like a lot of reality checks and insight on things.
Hmm.
I've also met good friends, too.
For sure.
I know I told that again like earlier, but like I just can't help but be thankful.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to when like most of the friends you've made is kind of because of a game in a way.
Hmm.
Doesn't really happen every day, you know. Sometimes people make friends IRL with like sports or whatnot is probably the closest thing. But when you're online, it's like anything can happen. You can just meet absolutely anyone, and you can also not meet anyone at all, right? You kind of it's only the important people that stick around in a way. So it's pretty fun.
And like I still like, even though outside the community, I still think thank my friends for helping me get out, like improve myself and supporting me all the way.
Mhm. Was there any time where I don't know how to ask this question. Was there any time where like quote unquote you like quit StarCraft or you like uninstalled StarCraft? Did that ever happen? Did you ever have
I
those
don't
points?
I don't think I've had those points of uninstalling it, but I've had points of like, oh, I just need a break for like a week.
Yeah. Okay. For like a
Because
week.
like I was like tilted as fuck. I was like,
Mhm.
I can't do this. I'm not
Mhm.
mentally prepared for this shit.
Yeah.
Break time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's fine for like a week, but some people like they actually tilt so hard they actually stop playing the game for like several months or maybe even years sometimes.
Because it's like, God.
Well, yeah, because sometimes like there's like metas that just absolutely tilt you into oblivion. I'm like, well, I mean, I can't play this game anymore. Like the meta is
And
just I hate it so much, you know.
yeah, does that happen to you as well? Like where you're just like, oh, break time for a week.
But I mean, I've played for a lot longer than you. I played since 2010, so for like 10 years.
Your
I think
microphone just died. Rip.
I uninstalled StarCraft. I think maybe
We'll be back in 5, ladies and gentlemen.
maybe back in like maybe twice. And then I quit StarCraft probably 3 times for like 3 or 4 months. I think it's like the worst parts.
Your mic died. Sorry. Your
Oh,
mic
did it?
died yeah. That's why. If you
Oh,
heard me say,
I think that's Discord because I can still hear myself. So I think in local recording that should be fine. I have
Yeah.
like OBS open, so I could see that my
Dude,
inputs
I
are
was
working.
like-
I think it's
that's
just
why I was like-
Discord.
I was like, we'll be back in 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay. That's why. I thought you like went to go get something in the fridge or something. I don't know. But yeah, basically like in case you didn't hear that, like I think I uninstalled StarCraft maybe twice and I quit for like 4 months, maybe 3 times across like 10 years. And those were just because like those were some of the really really bad metas. I think the one that always comes to mind to me is the 8 armor Ultralisk. I think that one actually tilted
Dude.
me into oblivion, I think.
Why did that exist?
Like
Like,
they were like They were like,
Marine.
all Zerg units are really shit, which is true, by the way. And then they were like, how about we give them one unit that's unkillable? It's like, oh, okay, that seems like a perfectly good idea. And then
8 armor ultras. Just imagine 8 armor ultras with infestors throwing fungals. That was like
that was
unstoppable.
actually unstoppable, yeah. And like, to be honest, you could be like a 5-base Terran against, you can knock a Zerg down to 2 bases and he would still be fine, basically. Because
Yeah.
his units just didn't die. Um,
Yeah,
but
I feel like the only thing that could have killed the 8 armor ultras was liberators, and that still didn't stop them.
Still didn't stop him, no. But what it did help us with is really mature our late game into kind of this very strong kind of Sim
I
City mixed with Liberators, mixed with Ghosts. And there was so
Yeah.
much preparation that you had to do, so much positioning, so much control that you
Yeah.
had to do and develop to beat a unit that just fucking A moved you. Like,
Yeah.
it was not complicated, but I guess that's
No.
probably the only silver lining to that meta. But aside from that, that was probably the worst meta I think I've ever felt ever. Yeah.
I feel like everyone hates that type of meta because who wants to deal with bullshit like that every time you want to play
Mhm.
Zerg?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure some people. I think sometimes I have never instantly left a game unless I was like testing out ping and stuff like that. I never left
Mhm.
because I was like, oh, I wanted to D rank.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, that's why I play on ranked then instantly. But the thing was, all right. The funny thing is, like, I never understood why. Like, why did they add such a very stupid meta like that?
Obviously, like they don't make the meta, right. They just kind of they can just kind of do changes and then the meta kind of shapes itself. But obviously, like, make a unit nearly unkillable, like, is not a good move. And then they were like, well, we still want to leave, Zerg with a really sturdy unit. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna buff ghosts or whatever they did. I don't know what they did, but fuck it.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
the study shop was good then. Well, the study shop wasn't good back in the day until you like got your shit refunded.
mhm. There was a thing on Ghost for a while where like they had this weird EMP thing where it would reduce the armor. It was kind of like the secret missile, but it was like put on Ghosts. I don't remember when they proposed the 8 armor ultralist change, but as they proposed it, they also proposed like this anti-armor grenade for the Ghost. That was weird times.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the worst ones. And like sometimes you just like see that they finish their ultralist cavern, and you're like, oh, I mean, there's no point now. It's over.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you have that in the matchup where you see a building and you have to leave because you can't do anything anymore. Damn. Um, yeah.
Like it's I don't know. Like there's also like a lot of controversial hot topics like when it comes to me.
Mm.
I used to do like a lot of I used to have like bad history where I used to like be boosted and stuff like that. I used to do some dumb shit like that all the time, and I used to like stream cheat.
Boosted stream sheet. Damn,
Yeah,
bro.
those were back in the days when I was like very immature and had lack of insight on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I just still live with that regret every day. And I'm like, okay, let's recap and let's do better. Sit down, reflect,
Mm-hmm.
and try to do better next time.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I just kept practicing and I just kept doing better. And well, I've slowly built my reputation back, but I still do dumb shit all the time, and that's just normal.
So, do you still stream sheet?
No, I don't stream cheat
I
anymore.
don't think so. No.
I don't boost anymore. Despite the fact that people think I boost, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just what it is.
No, I don't think you boost. I think the thing is that now you kind of stream too as well, so
Yeah.
people can easily see that you're fine in terms of mechanics, game sense, stuff like that. I think it's
But when
very
it comes
probable.
when it comes to stream, I'm actually surprised that people watch me because I'm not that good at the game.
I mean, you have a history with it, right? So I mean, the being good at the game has nothing to do with how
History.
much people enjoy, right? When I say history, I mean just mean like you've been in the scene for a while, so people just know you, right? So they still tune in.
Yeah, and like people think I'm like enjoyable. Like they think I'm like they just see me as like I just kind of see myself as like a meme in the community. Really,
Yeah, I mean it's a personality thing for sure. Like, what
I
was it?
prefer. I don't. I just rather prefer to be funny and just have like a good sense of entertainment than how do I say this in a correct perspective than be really good at the game because if you don't because like if you play another game then where's your audience gonna follow you? They're only gonna follow you for one game, not because of like your personality. That's why I just always like to be funny.
Yeah, it's a mix of both because it's very difficult to be like a variety streamer.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of times people kind of enjoy the game because they also understand what StarCraft is, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you play in other games, like they don't really understand the game, but they know you. But so there's a little bit of a disconnect there, and that happened with me, like watching other streamers a couple times, where when they played StarCraft or stuff like that, I would like to watch them a lot, and then and like I really like the streamer like as a person, and then they would play another game, and I would just didn't really hang out as much just because I didn't know what the game was, Um,
So basically, it's kind of confusing. Let's just say being a streamer is somewhat confusing, but once you start getting the hang of it, it's kind of fun.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
But like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like no one should be a streamer. I think it's good that some people want to be a streamer.
But
Like
yeah.
like the thing what makes it so frustrating though is like it's just staying consistent on schedule when you just want to live your life. And like that's just me. Like I used to be like so addicted to streaming back in the days
Mm-hmm.
where I just stream every day, like 5 days a week on YouTube and stuff like that. And I just like, and then once October of 2018 hit, I was like, whoa, I need a break.
Yeah, I think when streaming started, I think it was super exciting to stream all the time. I remember there was one time where um, I was at school and I had to get like a VPN. I had like 100 MB because I couldn't stream from home for some reason. And then like I just went to stream for like literally 30 minutes to just see myself play because I've never seen that before. It was
Yeah,
super exciting just because it was
yeah,
super new. But now since everyone streams, it's kind of just like I'm just it's so much fucking time, dude. But yeah.
yeah. It takes a lot out of you because like when you're like in not like the greatest mental state in like me for example. I don't know if you want to know about that, but when you wait, you might have to cut that up part.
Mhm.
But when you're on that state of like like when you're not like enjoying it as much anymore, it's like it's so tough to stream consistently.
Yeah. Well, you have to find your own pace too. Like, there's not everybody can literally just play the game and commentate and also read chat. Like, some people, like what I figured out is that I actually enjoy streaming when I discuss games in between when I play, but I don't like having a mic in front of my face as I play. It's just not. It's just not pleasant to me for like several hours, right? So I'd rather just play and enjoy the game by myself and then just talk about it afterwards because there's
Yeah.
always a lot to talk about, right? And some people they like love to read chat constantly all the time. You just gotta find your own style that like makes you still enjoy streaming. You can't just like be the optimal way of streaming, right? It's not probably not worth it if it makes you not want to stream in a way.
You shouldn't force yourself to stream just because you want to please others. Try to do it because you
Oh,
want
for
to
sure,
have
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So if you're not if you think you're supposed to have fun, but like for some reason you're not having fun, maybe just like rethink your formula as well, right?
Yeah.
Because like I'm sure you like love the idea that you kind of want to stream, but something's holding you back. Like just identify like what it is and just try to stream your own way. Have your own style.
Yeah.
Have your own setup.
Indeed. And
Yeah.
I just honestly think it's fun trying to like have like I think it's better just to have fun. Like
Yeah, you just gotta figure out how to have fun, basically.
and it's really hard.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not saying I'm not saying it's like impossible, but it is pretty difficult if you don't understand it. All right.
Mhm.
And I honestly think it's like and like when I'm like in the mood to stream, it's like oh shoot, I'm having actual fun and I'm actually like doing things despite the fact like I have like a lot of anxiety when I don't do anything. It's like oh shoot, if I don't do anything, then I'm not really doing well
Mhm.
for my life. I feel like I'm like it's kind of like I don't I always like I sometimes see like when I work every the amount of times I work it kind of triggers how much of my worth I am. So it's kind of like it kind of gives off that kind of vibe, and it's not a really good mentality to have. Trust me,
Oh
it really
yeah, for
isn't.
sure. Yeah, I mean, like you need to be constantly stimulated, right? You need to have like endless diversions, right, in order to to
Yeah,
stay active. Yeah, but I totally get you. Like some people like we need to be constantly doing shit, or we feel like with like something's wrong, right? It's like
yeah,
I don't know how to explain it. It's like it itches, like you need something. um, it even goes into like sleeping, where like I need to have something on next to me as well. Just like playing. I
yeah.
normally always go to sleep on like a stream or something like that. Sometimes even two streams at the same time. Like you just need simulation all the time. I know, and I don't know if you ever follow Boom on Twitch, But she always has like 5 streams open, and she's like, "Dude, I need to be constantly stimulated, or I explode." Like, I totally
Like
feel you.
how does she? I want to know how does she do that so well with like how does she stream so consistently?
Well, I mean, we don't really know that much background on like her life, but I mean, from the amount of the fact that she's always on streams and always in the community and always making content and always like, um, evolving her streaming stuff and always streaming as well, you gotta guess that, like, somehow in her brain she is completely has not sacrificed, but she's devoted everything to streaming at this point. And I think she's come to terms with that, and like that's why she's able to like just do so much content and just be so involved in the community. But it takes quite a bit of dedication and commitment for sure. But some people just have that resolve, you know.
And I applaud the dedication that they give, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't lie. Like like there's a you gotta applaud people's dedication to making content. Like despite the fact that it's like not really the smartest thing, but it is very appreciated.
Yeah, because it just shows that like you can't be fake or in a way and just put that much effort into it, right? There's a genuineness that naturally comes out from being so active, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Any closing thoughts? Like, what does StarCraft mean to you in your life?
StarCraft
Get philosophical on me.
StarCraft has definitely become a whole lot like a big impact in my life, and I'm honestly really thankful for it. Like I'm especially thankful for the friends, like people in Esun, people in Exxon, like Dibbles, Toshiro, Seal, Jennison, Spy, and Drickett. Like there's a lot more people I could thank. Like Netmec, for example. Like Netmec for teaching me all the cheesy builds and improving my cheesy playstyle and saving my MMR from being destroyed by Protoss constantly.
All the while being the wisest man in StarCraft.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I gotta thank my shadow for his comedy and well, making things great.
Mhm.
I gotta thank Igor for improving my macro a lot and well, being being a good coach.
Yeah, there's a lot of self improvement in StarCraft, but we can never take that for granted because there's so many people that help us.
Yeah,
Whether
I
it's
just
just like our friends or whatever.
like I said, I gotta thank a lot of people, and I'm just still very thankful.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Anywho, thank you so much for being on Endless or Endless TV. I hope to see you. I always appreciate when you stop by the stream. I'll try and stop by yours as well. Do you stream often anymore? Or I don't even know.
I might start streaming soon. I did stream a few days ago, but I might start streaming again.
Yeah, I mean, probably everyone has told us this, but like, now's the time, right? It's fucking COVID. Let's go. We gotta stream a lot. It's literally our
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, I guess I must probably start doing it more, but I can't hold it. I can't keep any promises. I really can't. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be whenever I feel like it.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to go, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so awesome having you on, dude. I'll see you around.
All right. See ya.
See you, dude.